Fieldhouse on the campus of Kansas City, Kansas Community College, where tonight we'll watch some of the top wrestlers on both sides of the state line compete in the 27th annual Kansas City Metro Classic Battle at the Border. I'm Dion Clisso, and I'm joined by Bob Glasgow, legendary coach at Oak Grove High School. And Bob, you've been a part of these ever since the first one back in 1992. What excites you about tonight's matchup?
I'm just so excited. This is one of my most favorite events of all. Every year is the climax. These kids come in here, and the duel itself is always so close. Missouri has a good lead in the dual win-loss record, but when you break it down to individual matches, Missouri only leads by 20 matches over 27 years. So it's always tight. It's always fun. It's redemption for kids. Some of these matches will be the last time these kids ever wrestle.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about the All-Star Games. Some guys are going on to wrestle in college, but some of them are done after tonight. All right, when we come back, we'll jump right into the action at 160. Welcome back to the Fieldhouse here at the campus of Kansas City, Kansas Community College as we start off the 27th annual Metro Classic Battle at the Border. And Bob, this is the 26th year it's been here. The first year, a unique setting. The ballroom at the Embassy Suites Hotel in North Kansas City had a boxing feel to it, a hot room at night. It's come a long way, and really this has been a great venue for this event every year since then.
It has been a great venue, and KCK, Kansas Community College, does a great job, and they're very hospitable and accommodating to this group, and it's been a great venue for us. It usually gets very, very crowded. It's a close, tight quarters. It's a great atmosphere for kids to finish their career, possibly finish their career in.
All right, our first match of the night is going to be at 160 pounds. That's where we're starting. And Robert Weber from Belton, a two-time state champion, was 47-3 his senior year, will take on Dylan McLean from Lansing with 27-6. He was 6th in 2019. And Bob, as you know, the 160 matches for me are always some of the best athletes that are out here. And you really, you've got to be a guy who can be athletic and strong at the same time. What do you see in this match?
Well, I think that it's exactly what you just described. I think you can see two pretty good athletes go out there after it, and both of them have good credentials. They don't know each other. That's the other nice thing about this duel is there's not a lot of familiarity with the two competitors. So you'll probably see a little feeling out of early in the first period, and then hopefully somebody will get after it after that.
Well, we can't forget about the guys with the officials tonight. Who do we have tonight, Bob?
We got Vince Bertucci on your screen to your right, and Caleb Galemore from Kansas on the left, and both the first time officiating this duel, and I think I was talking to them a little bit a while ago, and they were pumped.
All right, our Kansas coaches on the left is Josh Carroll, the head coach at Olathe North. Next to him on his right is Brandon Jones, the head coach at Bonner Springs. And Kyle Patton is the head coach at Wellsville. Travis Keel is also a member of the coaching staff, and he couldn't be here tonight. On the Missouri side, Dan will go left to right. Bobby Lowe, the head coach at Blue Springs, and also followed you at Oak Grove. And you coached him in high school to 3 state championships and a state finalist. And he's about as close as you can come to being a 4-time state champion when you're doing it. Next to him is John Hatfield, who's a longtime coach at Raytown, and then Dan Duncan, who's the head coach at Park Hill South.
Yeah, it's nice to notice here that 5 out of the 6 of these coaches all participated in this meet when they were in high school.
It really has become a generational thing. I remember that first one like it was yesterday. We were both a lot younger then. I was a 20-year-old part-time guy at a newspaper in Independence in Blue Springs, and it had an impact on me as just a great event.
Yeah,
just a fun thing, a fun night for everybody involved.
It is a great event, and kids look forward to it, and I'm sure this event will not disappoint anybody who's here tonight.
I think we're just about ready to go. And really this is, like you say, this is an older field house, but they've done a great job of keeping it up, and it's fantastic event space for this. And
like I said, they're just so accommodating. It is fairly centrally located between the Kansas schools and then the Missouri schools that come here. It's pretty convenient as far as getting off and on the highway. So again, and it's really nice for them to not be a wrestling school and to embrace this wrestling community that Kansas City, Kansas Community College has.
Yeah, I mean, it's, even if you're coming from Missouri, it's, pretty quick shot over on I-70 straight out. So it's a great event for this, and I Another good crowd again this year, and I know it's tough for some of the way the weather's been this year. I was down at the Missouri State Championships, and that was one of the smallest crowds we'd seen. Of course, there was a snowstorm that rolled through on Friday, and that was definitely one of the ones that kind of got things going.
Yeah,
here we go.
We had a little bit of a clock problem, but they got it figured out.
13, then we'll take a short intermission. So make sure you visit the concession stand and the blue chip merchandise table tonight as well. We've got lots of goodies.
We're starting off with Robert Weber here from Belton. He'll be in the blue singlet. Missouri is the home team, so they'll be green on the scorekeeping, and he'll be going up against Dylan McLean from Lansing, and he'll be in the red
His
singlet.
opponent in the singlet of Team Kansas.
For those people at home watching, we're starting at 160 tonight, and we're doing that basically because we feel like the 152-pound match is a feature match tonight.
Yeah, you've seen that the last few years, and the duels going to that. And you've watched a lot of NCAA wrestling. That's what they do as well, especially when some of those big-time matches are coming down the pike in the NCAA finals, which is a great event as well.
Parents are Robert and Carmen Weber.
So these guys, really, there's not a lot of feeling around going on. They got after it. Drug the toes for 2.
Well, one thing to keep an eye on, and we've talked about this before, Missouri season has been done for 2.5 weeks almost. The Kansas season just about a week and a half. So sometimes the conditioning of the Missouri guys is always a question just because they've been out of the gym a little bit.
It is, and it's difficult to get all team members together to work out every day. So if we get them together three times a week to work out as a team, and then hopefully and expect them to work out at home and keep their conditioning up. But it is a test, and it is a factor, and that's a nice fireman's carry to his back. And as we were talking before, the individual matches are always close in this duel, but when you get a pin and get bonus points, it is huge for your team.
See if we can hold him off here. He's fighting off his back. He's still got 48 seconds left to go here in this.
That's big for Missouri.
That's a big early win there. And I think people forget sometimes in those duels, the bonus points are huge.
Absolutely. When you break it down, a pin is worth 6 points for the team. And that's 2 decisions.
Here's that fireman's carry again, Bob.
Yeah, it's a nice one. He set it up really well. Controlled the arm so he couldn't roll through it, and then he works for the fall.
It's a good one for Missouri right out of the bat. And for McLean, that's tough. You come out and you don't get out of the first period, but sometimes you get caught. I mean, nerves can get to you a little bit. And it's not necessarily a state championship match, but there's a lot of people here watching it.
There are, and it's a bragging rights situation, and you're representing yourself, your school, your community, and now even your state. So there is some pressure out there to perform, and nobody wants to come out of here and not do their best.
Next up, we have 170 pounds, and Chopper Mordecai. His name's Brett, but he goes by Chopper, and outstanding football player at Kearney. He's a state champion this year, second place last year. He's taking on Mitchell Barch from Blue Valley. Who's the 2019 EKL champion. He was 4th this past season in Kansas.
Yeah, and this is another great match. I mean, we got a little bit of a body conflict in style. You're looking at Mitchell from Kansas on his side. He's put together. He's short, thick. Your stereotypical wrestler, and then you look at Chopper. He might be playing small forward for Kearney High School basketball team.
And he's a great linebacker for them. He was a finalist for the Bobby Bell Award this year. We've got 2 finalists for the Bobby Bell Award on the Missouri side. And he won a close match in the state championships.
Yeah.
It really just gutted it out at the end to get his.
Looking at Barch's bio here, he is a rugby player, so you know he's fairly tough.
Well, I tell you, I found myself watching a little more rugby. My 8-year-old was watching rugby the other night when USA won it. And you're gonna play rugby. You got to be ready to strap it on. I mean, Chopper plays football, but some might tell you you're a little tougher to play rugby.
Yeah, you don't have those pads. And then again, there's not a lot of feeling out here either. Both guys have made attacks, trying to score here. Chopper's got the 2-on-1.
If you're a Missouri guy, is it in your back of your mind like, hey, I've been off the mat for a while, maybe try and strike quick on some of these?
And that was talked about in practice. I heard those coaches bring that up. Why let conditioning become a factor? If you can get a big lead or finish the match early, then do that. And I'm sure Kansas is saying the same thing. We don't need to let this get over quick. If we need to draw it out, conditioning, in theory, is into their favor.
Yeah.
Headgear is optional. As you can see, the Missouri kid has got a face mask on. He's got a split eyebrow.
Yeah, he battled that
Yeah.
with the blood in the state championship match. And I would have been someone who always wore the headgear, but that's just me.
Yeah, you got pretty ears.
I do have pretty ears. When you were in high school, and it's been a while ago, and how fun would it have been to be in something?
Oh, it'd have been way cool. Back then, the same players were still pretty tough. Blue Springs was a good team, and Olathe North had a really good team that year, and we'd crossed in off-season tournaments, and we always would like to know bragging rights, you know. So that would have been an awesome event.
How many during the season are these guys seeing each other kind of cross state line? Is that
It's a
continuing?
lot more than when I was in school. There's a lot of cross inter-district, or not inter-district, but interstate rivalries. Tournaments are open. Both Kansas and Missouri high school rules have changed quite a bit and have become more lenient. Chopper's running a chicken wing, and that's tough. That was just, I am going to get this kind of attitude.
Wow, that was tight there.
Wow.
You know, once he got down there, he really used his length to kind of get that chicken wing angle going.
One nice thing to know about Chopper was second at 195 last year at the state tournament. He wrestled 170 this year.
Here we go. He's working that chicken wing.
Yeah, he's running that wing. He almost got a little too high, but then he got resettled and ran right over top of his shoulder there, and it's tight.
That's the 2 pins and 2 matches.
And now we're
All
ready
right,
to go.
first break of the night. When we come back, we'll have the 182 match between Sam East and Brett Bober. And we are back here at 182. Sam East, 39-0 from Harrisonville, an undefeated state champion. For Coach Eric Devaney going up against Brett Bober from Burlington.
And there's this. Bober is very comfortable, appears to be in an over-under situation, body lock, and Sam did a good job just to stay out of trouble there.
And Sam's another tall guy too here. And that's when you get to the 182s and the 195, you start seeing the 6'1" guys in there.
And the other thing you look at here is Bober is now he's saying I've got to stop the train from rolling. So his goal is going to slow this Team Missouri down.
Yeah, because really we've only been on the mat for a little over 5 minutes at this point.
Another duck.
Scrambling.
That's a good job by the Missouri kid to stay out of trouble, and a really good job of putting him in trouble there.
I was going to say, Bober's really, having been the last time I saw East was in the state championship match.
Nice reap. And got nothing yet. There's 2. That was a really nice recovery from East, from Bober's attack in there.
Bober's doing a good job of working off the mat.
Yeah. There's been some really good scrambles in just over a minute worth of wrestling. There's another chicken wing.
Bober's in the spot here if he can.
Got blood on red. So they'll take a blood timeout, and he'll have, for the people back home, blood time is a 5 minutes continuous running clock. It'll stop as soon as they get the blood to stop. Cleanup does not count towards your blood time, and if you can't compete after 5 minutes of blood time, you have to default. But he's ready to go. So
Well, one thing about it being, a week and a half since they wrestled in state, and 2 weeks for a lot of those guys who had some of those things that were, when you're in state matches, there's a lot of blood.
A lot of grinding.
Yeah, because they've been battling that, especially by the time you get to Saturday night.
So they're East is on the chicken wing here. Bobber did a good job to stay out of that trouble there.
He builds a good base, doesn't he?
Yeah. And these guys are similar builds, so
Yeah.
you got a lot of length out there.
Trying to shake him off.
Time's up 2-0 Missouri after period 1.
Yeah, I think, Bober's, he does a good job of basing up and definitely look like he can probably get an escape here if he quick up.
He's had 2 pretty good stand-ups, and Sam's had an answer
Yeah,
for
I was
both
going
of
to
them.
say, it's kind of a bit of a counterpuncher right here in this one.
Well, we made it through the first period.
Well, yeah.
This is more what we anticipate seeing.
A few more 6-minute matches.
Yes.
Crowd's filling in pretty
Yeah,
good.
it is. You know, and I'm sure Kansas, you know, Missouri had a 5 dual meet streak going. He got a nice reversal. Sam's lucky he didn't give up back points in that
Yeah, he was.
situation. I was saying Missouri had a 5 streak dual meet going, and then last year Kansas came in and put a pretty good thumping on Missouri, and so they're looking to start a streak with 2 in a row.
Well, that's similar to the football. Missouri won 7 in a row.
Oh, there we go. He's got nothing. He got a 1 count only. And that's a nice job to get out of that.
Wow.
There's a reversal.
These guys are good on the mat.
Makes it 4-2, just under a minute left in the period.
And another reversal. So we're 4-4.
Hey, you know, a lot of times you get some high-scoring matches where you're on your feet, but sometimes guys are good at getting reversals and on the mat. I think that's the most underrated part of it sometimes is what you can do on the mat from underneath. And
I'm sure Coach Carroll here is going to ask, do we not have any back points out of that? He had a 1 count, didn't finish his 2 count, so like a 1.5 count.
And you've been officiating since you retired. Is it fun to be on the other side?
Oh yeah, it is, and it's definitely a different perspective. It gives you a better appreciation from both the chair of the coach and the chair and the work that the official has to do. So you got Bober's getting a little high again.
Yeah.
Again, these guys are just so long. And he's got another reversal with 8 seconds left. That's always
10 seconds left in
yeah.
the period is tough.
You know, it's kind of like hitting that 3 right before the end of the quarter in a basketball game, and Sam will have choice.
He's the first one that's gotten into the 3rd period.
And you can see he's breathing hard.
Yeah, his face is red.
And I'm sure Bober will probably go back to that chicken wing if he has a chance at bar arm. But
you know, Bob, that I've been covering wrestling for basically 27 years.
Yeah.
Because I started basically when this one first started. I feel like guys are better on the mat than they used to be.
well, definitely in Missouri's case, Kansas has always been considered a better mat wrestling state than Missouri, but Missouri's officiating has changed. The philosophy has changed quite a bit. There's one. Okay. That was close. Missouri's officiating philosophy has changed, and we've allowed it to develop a lot more than we used to. Comes another reversal with a Turk, and he kept the Turk this time. He keeps that heel in there. I will be surprised if he doesn't get back points out of this. Those are big back points for him. So.
Well, he needs to find another couple points there trying to get that major.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're Missouri and you can start off with 3 bonus point wins in a duel, that's huge. You're up 12-0 now with the first 2 pins. But at the same time, he's got to be careful here.
And not give up a big one. Now,
Yeah.
you know, if he forces the issue here to try to get the team point and he wins 10-6, it's still a 3-point decision. But if he gets that extra 2, he gives him an extra team point. So, and he's trying.
Working it.
Keeping that tight waist.
I tell you, I really am impressed with Bober, the way he's battled as much.
Oh, yeah. He's
This
not
has
giving
been-
up at all.
No, this is a pretty good match.
There's probably not enough time. Bober knows the situation. He knows I can't give up another bonus point or win to Missouri. Great job by both wrestlers.
Yeah, so far the best match tonight.
For final score, your winner from Team Missouri, Sam East.
Sam East with the win and pushes it to 15-0 in favor of Missouri. And that was, you know, after 2 quick pins, it was fun to see some guys be able to work and do some things. And take a look here.
Yeah, Good opportunity there. And I got to agree with the official. There wasn't a 2 count there watching the replay. I wasn't so sure the first time I saw it. But
his opponent from Team Missouri, Brian Boyd.
this should be a good match. 2 good athletes. I've seen the Bates kid wrestle at the Lee Summit North tournament, and he's a fan favorite here as well. He had a lot of people yelling, hooting and hollering for him. And
blue singlet, we got Brian Boyd from Smithville, who is the runner-up at 195 this year for Smithville, going up against Cameron Bates, undefeated state champion from Turner. And I can remember back in the day, Turner used to bring some pretty good teams over that Lee Summit North tournament. And I know that we talked in the past. I'd asked you how they've been doing. And they're kind of getting back into it here, and this is especially here in KCK, and I'm sure he's got a lot of people here.
Yeah. I had a request. One of their Steve St. Louis is a Missouri State official who's administrator over at Turner, and he called me last night or Sunday night needing extra tickets. So I'm sure they have when they announced his name, there was a large crowd clapping. So, and he is, if you were picking a lineup and said Missouri's on a roll, we need to stop it, this is the guy you'd ask to do it.
Well, Boyd's, I think he was frustrated at the 1-point loss in the state championship match. And
Boyd's a great athlete. He's a heck of a football player.
Yeah.
And,
extremely competitive.
Yeah, he's going to Northwest Missouri State to play football. No,
good scramble.
That is a great scramble. Oh, and it wiped off the 2. And that's a good takeaway by Vince Bertucci.
Wow, that was a fun scramble there.
Yeah, it was a great scramble. 2 kids getting after it, 2 kids knowing what they're doing. Referee waves off the 2 that he anticipated Boyd getting, and then Bates didn't quit wrestling.
That's a lot of action the first minute and a half of this match, and that's when you talk about conditioning.
And I got to say, I don't remember the first 4 matches of any of our duels ever starting out like these 4 matches have. Usually you get a little feeling out period and a little dancing, and these guys have gotten after it.
All 4 matches on the mat within the first minute of the match.
Yeah.
Bates leads 2-0.
Bates will take bottom here. That little caution,
Yeah, Boyd won the toss and chose to defer his choice to the 3rd period, and Bates chose down.
The one thing I've noticed when I talk about being on the mat more, there was a stretch there in the late 90s where everybody was on their feet, and it was a takedown game. Is that more the influence of freestyle in the summers?
Yeah,
there was
I think it is.
A little bit of a fad there. Not a fad.
Again, for the Missouri guys, the officials wouldn't let you stay on the mat very long, so you had to let them go and go on your feet. Where I still think you see the majority of kids most comfortable on their feet.
Yeah. Stalemate these guys here.
He's close to getting him to tip. So, but a banana splits is not going to turn a lot of quality kids anymore. So, and he'll maybe make a liar out of me later, but.
No, I remember when the teams from Iowa would come down and they could ride, and Kansas kids could ride, and were active doing it, and were comfortable doing it.
And that's, like I said, the college influence and more college on TV, those kinds of things happening have made things happen as well. So
quick burst
influence. Yeah, it was a good reversal.
Will we ever see riding time in high school?
I don't think so. We're going to see the overtime that college has. We're going to see in football. There's some things that need to be left for the next level.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see that changing. And Boyd had the legs in when he was on top. Now Bates seems to be very comfortable with the legs in as well. And he has got Boyd flat with both legs in and just working a power half situation.
Yeah, Boyd can't base up or anything.
No, it's a very difficult situation. If you can't turn him, get a good restart, and that's how things go. So.
Come on, finish on the score. Hey, Walter, come. Go. You got to move on body, show the score. Let's go.
Boyd can be deliberate getting back to the center sometimes.
Yeah.
And if you haven't gone real hard in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, and Coach Lowe, I heard him over there saying we need to score here before the end of the period. So see if you can't steal one from him. That's Red's second caution. You get 2 free cautions, and then the third one will be a point. So a match point. And he let him get those legs in. Boyd's got to create some motion underneath there. If the Kansas side wants a stall call, there's nothing that the bottom man can do here.
Yeah, he can't.
Not a thing.
Well, he got it.
I don't see what they want him to do.
Finish out the second period. Close out third period. It's Boyd's choice.
Gonna go on his feet with him.
Yeah.
He takes neutral.
And that's going to make it an uphill battle because he's going to have to take him down several times.
Or try and take him down to his back.
Yeah, or catch some back points in there. And you got to remember that this kid knows the situation that he's wrestling, so he's not going to give up a big one. He'd be happy to give up a takedown and not give up a big move to his back. So. And Boyd also needs to think the other way too. Is if I can't beat this kid, I can't let him get bonus on me.
No.
So there's still the match within the match going on here.
Well, and here's the situation too. The other thing for Boyd, he's already gotten the 1 stall call.
Right.
So he can't give away points there.
Right.
He's got to stay active.
And the plus to that is he's behind, so he should be active. Bates looks very comfortable. Boyd's struggling a little bit to find an offense. I saw him, I know in practice one day he hurt a rib there a little bit, so I don't know if that's bothering his lower back
Yeah,
now.
I was going to say he grabbed his lower back.
But I'll tell you what, when you put both legs in and you arch like that, that hurts.
It could be something before, and it could just be what happened in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
That's a nice single leg shot. I knew he would give it up. He isn't going to stand there and fight and give up a scramble. So
he's got to find something to get it tilt here. Stalemate there. Bates did a good job of getting his legs in and preventing Boyd from getting a tilt.
Yeah. And I'd say he knows he can't get turned, so. Intentional release by Boyd.
So he got 2 takedowns in him in 24 seconds?
Yeah, it'll be difficult, very difficult. He's going to have to look for a big one eventually.
22 seconds left.
And Bates knows that, so.
Get that hip around into him. Bates is doing a good job countering.
10 seconds.
Now you're a throw, pretty much.
Yeah, you've got to look for a big one. Front headlock to a cement mixer, ventriloquist, whatever people want to call it, an assassin. You got nothing to lose here.
I think Coach Lowe could have helped him in his ventriloquist. Big win for Kansas there.
Yeah, there's no reason to taunt the other crowd. Taunt your crowd.
A little bit of extracurricular. Here's some highlights. When we come back, we will get the 220 match between Justin Lee of Lone Jack and Caleb Willis of Bonner Springs. And we are back here at the 220 match. Justin Lee from Lone Jack, 50-2 on the season. 3rd place in 2019, 3rd place in 2018, and 5th in 2017. Caleb Willis from Bonner Springs, 36-5, state champion in 2019, runner-up in 2018, 3rd place in 2017. Unfortunately, while we were gone, Missouri got an unsportsmanlike conduct, and they've lost the team points, so now it's 14-3 in the overall duel.
Yeah, and that was for not shaking his hand at the end of the match. Could have hit the other kid too, taunting
There's some
the
taunting going
Missouri crowd. But
I will say this: when we were down at State this year on the Missouri side, I thought that the sportsmanship was as good as I'd seen in a long time.
there was an emphasis of unnecessary celebrations being hit for unsportsmanlike
The year before,
conduct.
it took a long time to get through that night.
Yeah. So that is one of the emphases this year put on by the National Federation. But so team point was hit, so that's all there is to it. So it's 14-3 instead of 15-3. Not sure that was a nice arm drag to a single leg there.
Oh.
Good job by Leaf to get out of the single
strong boys.
situation.
Takedown and back points. That's 2 near fall, 2 takedown. That gives Caleb Willis a 4-0 lead with just over 30 seconds.
Here we go.
left in the first
Take a look at this
period.
again.
Yeah, just a nice big bear hug to a lift. Nice. And a 2 count for a 4-0 lead.
Back to live action here. Leith got a good base. Sometimes guys get nervous here when they try to build that base. Sometimes be patient. You can still get. He was very patient in that, getting up to get his. Now he's actually got to get.
He's not going to get one until those hands get broke,
broken.
because just for that reason right there.
Another takedown from Willis.
Close. Saved by the bell.
2 more near fall. That gives Caleb an 8-0 lead going into the second period. 6-0 lead, pardon me.
Green defers the choice. Yeah, he didn't get the escape until those 2 and 2.
That's what I get for listening to Bob Glasgow.
2 and 2. I'm not sure where that comes from.
2 near fall, 2 takedown, 2 near fall.
He gave the-
0 going into the second period.
Was there an escape? No.
A question on the score here. I think we're 6-0.
Yeah, he
got
didn't
this.
give the escape. So Bonner Springs gets the escape here to make it 7-0.
I didn't get the escape.
We'll check here on the scores table
Yeah, so
because he had that locked up. He never.
All right, no escape. 2 takedown, 2 near fall, 2 near fall, and now 1 escape. So we'll have a conference so we can all get on the same page.
yeah, the official made a great call because the bear hug was never broke, and you've got to protect the other wrestler. Otherwise, you give 1 and the guy wins 5. That's not the way it's called. So
I think they thought there was an escape, so they were getting 2 and 2.
correct. Everybody just assumed because they were facing each other, but until that bear hug is broke, there is no
Not
escape. So meanwhile, we're letting momentum get away from one kid and gain to another. So
There, 7-0.
2 takedown, 2
Here we
near
go.
fall.
Here we go.
No escape, 2 more near
See
fall.
up here.
6-0. Now an
Real quick.
escape, 7-0.
no, this is
1:41
he
into the
chose
second
down, and
period.
Bonner Springs gets the escape here to make it 7-0.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah. Correct. So Bonner is now definitely pushing towards bonus win here.
Well, really, you have to think of the last match as a bonus point win because they got the team points.
Yeah, amen. Yeah.
I mean, 2 pins is a
And
tough.
you know, the other thing that factors in there is the team, and this has happened to Missouri before. If this duel ends up in a draw, Kansas wins on the unsportsmanlike conduct
Unsportsmanlike
call,
conduct.
and that happened back to Evan Bain back when he was a senior.
Well, Willis is really strong.
He's a big, strong kid.
Yeah, and he is quick on his feet too. If you're looking for a 220-pound wrestler, that's a pretty good build right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, Justin Lee.
He's explosive. He's
He was 50 and 2
he's
this
athletic.
season. He is a 2-time third place finisher and a
You know, they brought in,
third
it was
place
a 215 at the time, now it's
finisher.
220. When they brought that weight class in, it did really bring a lot of guys into the sport that weren't there before because it was 189 to heavyweight.
Yeah, it's
and
breaks
now
that up.
And then in the last 10 years they've adjusted it to 195 to 220.
Yeah.
And it does bring in more guys with the ability to do, that linebacker or that small D lineman who's playing football, gives them a sport they can play.
And not have to lose a lot of weight to do it.
Yeah.
So it's a great move. It's great for wrestling. I would love to see college do it. Probably will never happen, but that would be a cool thing. So.
Because these kids all have to go wrestle 195. They got
197, yeah.
Yeah, 197 in college. At least got to find some offense here. And a lot of that's, I think Willis is doing a good job of countering. He's got the 7-0 lead. He'll look for his spots where he needs to, but he's staying active.
Yeah, and Justin's got to find a way to get onto his feet and make something happen. And looks like he's got a shot at getting that stage here.
There you go. Coach Lowe's asking him to get that arm underneath there.
Yeah, he's wanting him to get to an underhook and a snap and look to create some action here and maybe catch him somebody.
Keep them stopped there. I don't need them in my lap.
Oh, they're some big kids. And they're in.
Oh.
I
thought he had the double leg.
Yeah, it looked like it. And I thought, well, there was going to be the bonus for them. And then he got caught with his elbows out, and Leith was going to whip him to his back. And
that could have been a game changer.
Yeah, and Willis knows I can't give up a big one here.
Yeah.
So win first, bonus second. And I would say he needs to cut him and build his lead there.
Escape for Willis, 8-3, 50 seconds left in the match.
Willis may have went out too fast early, too. He seems to be the one.
He's slowed down
hurting
in the third period. Willis has got his circle here, and he may get...
He's still got some time left. He doesn't need to panic throw or anything and give up a bonus. But what Willis's offense has definitely slowed down. He just got hit for stalling.
23 seconds left in the bout.
Coach Lowe wanted to get an underhook and try and get his hip into him.
Yeah, try to get him to a front headlock situation and hit a big move. But Willis knows what the situation is. He's not, he's a senior. He's been there. He done that. He knows what he's got to do.
2 more for Willis. 10-3. Will in the match.
Stays off the.
Yeah, he held off the bonus from Missouri, so Missouri's happy, and Kansas is happy. They've got 2 in a row.
Missouri 14.
Now we'll go to the 285-pound match here. Get ready. These are the big boys.
Yeah.
And now wrestling at heavyweight for Team
Sean
Missouri,
Ryan from Bishop
David
BH.
Toese.
Going up against
His
David
opponent
Toese.
representing
Willis
Team Kansas,
getting another win there. They got off to a
Ryan.
slow start, but the back-to-back wins here.
There is definitely a size difference.
Yes. David Toese, 47-8. First in 2019 for William Chrisman, going up against Sean Ryan, who's a state champion for Bishop Miege with a record of 32-2. And David Toese is coached by someone you know at William Chrisman.
He is. He's coached by my youngest son, Riley Glasgow, and this was Riley's first state championship. So he was
First state champion since 2002 for William Chrisman.
Correct.
A program that hasn't, since the early 90s, hasn't seen a ton of success.
Right. So this is big. David's he's an undersized heavyweight. He's weighing in about 230. And you're looking at Sean Ryan here is taller and bigger. So, but this will be a great match. You come in with against state champ on state champ and similar careers. So, and Sean Ryan's a 4-time All-State football player. So here you go. He's also All-State in choir. That's impressive.
Should have had him sing the national anthem.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Although that guy in that French one was
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I think you're always a safe bet with a good instrumental.
Yeah. So this pace, you can guarantee, will be slowed down from what we watched earlier.
Now,
big kids don't take as many risks.
it's
Just
kind of funny, though. Toesi in the state champion, he was 1 point overtime win, 1 point win, 1 point win, and then started throwing the guy in the state championship match and really got going.
Yeah, and there was a case where the kid from Warrensburg dictated that. He was pushing and shoving and trying to make things happen, and David reacted to it well and ended up winning 15-2 with 3 big throws. And I don't think we'll see that in this situation, at least not early.
Yeah.
Both guys are going to take their pace and see who wins a coin flip, and we'll go from there. But yeah, nice. There's 2 attempts at a swing single there.
I'll tell you, people, if you haven't watched a lot of wrestling, when you've gotten into those scrambles, I know in the state championship match, the Blue Springs wrestler against the Staley wrestler, I think the Staley guy caught a knee or something. And
Yeah.
it was, I mean, and the Kearney wrestler had to forfeit his state championship match, and it's too bad. I think we're much better at diagnosing and getting guys back in, but you got to be careful.
Nice lift. Lifting for that leg, trying to get to the Turk situation.
Well, I don't know if Toesi will win tonight, but he definitely has the best tattoos. His tribal tattoos on his legs.
Yep. That was a summer project.
Of course, both of your sons wrestle. Kellen won a state title at 152 for Oak Grove.
Yeah, that was, both of them were wrestling. Riley was a wrestler, 3-time medal winner for us there, and that was interesting. It's a different ball game coaching your own flesh and blood. So. But
I'm
Riley's,
shocked your wife survived.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was going to live through Kellen's state championship.
Yeah, well, it was a great experience for everyone, and that his match clinched the team title for us. But David here is he rode him for 40 seconds or so, and then Ryan got out and he's up 1-0.
But I tell you, Ryan he's got a solid base, and he's kind of a classic heavyweight look.
Yeah.
The thing with the 285, the heavyweights, is the patience a lot of them show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a more patient match because the scoring can be so hard to come by.
Sure. I mean, Ryan won his state finals match 1-0. So, both of these guys are going to be comfortable in a low-scoring match. And that's more than likely this is going to be a 3-2, 2-1 situation, 4-3 at best, unless somebody makes a really mistake that they feel like they have to force an issue. But oh, that was close. He caught him.
Yeah.
Caught him leaning a little bit. That was a great recovery by Ryan.
Boy, he was able to get his knee down and
Yeah.
get balance back up to where he wasn't.
Oh, he's got a good 3-4 inches on Toesi. Ryan's a big kid.
Yeah.
Ryan still leads 1-0 going into the third.
You definitely can see him at the choir concerts. He doesn't get lost. Here we
Out
go.
in 3 seconds. So
Takedown wins, probably.
could. I could see this going all the way to the ultimate tiebreaker.
They're both just going to look for that one spot.
Right. Yeah. David's had at least three, maybe 4 swing single attempts. Ryan seemed to be a lot more comfortable in the underhook situation, trying to make something happen in here.
You got to be careful backing up. Here we go. Here we go.
2.
That's the same thing he did in the state championship match.
Yeah.
They locked up like that. Big throw there for Toesi. It's a 5-point move. Gives him a 5-1 lead with 1:02 left. His upper body strength.
It's 3-2.
3-2. They didn't get the.
No backs out of that.
Left in this bout.
Yeah, David knows now he's got to keep it down and see what kind of offense Sean Ryan has. He likes that underhook. David doesn't need to throw anymore, so he can even take the stall call here.
At this point, with 30 seconds left, he can.
Ryan's going to have to force something eventually. No, you don't want to get in there, David. And Ryan wants him in there tight. Doesn't give him a shot. No, he dug his foot. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Well, I tell you, Ryan's looked like he's had a couple throws in.
Not 13 minutes.
We're getting there. 13 minutes, minute 30. I don't know if these two want to go a minute 30.
No. It makes it difficult to. Oh, he gave it up.
Oh, the two at the buzzer.
Takedown at the buzzer.
Gave it up.
At the clock.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
You don't see that right at the end. You got the 2-point takedown right as the time went off. A huge 6-point swing there.
Here's the throw coming up here. He tosses in.
The first one.
And then all David's got to do is just stay away from him. Just stay away. And you got to credit Ryan here. Yeah.
All right, quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll come back with 113.
And from Team Kansas, Bobby.
We are back with action underway here at 113. John Murray from Winnetonka was a state qualifier this past year, 30-20, going up against Robbie Primers from Schlegel, 38-5, a 4-time state qualifier.
Yeah, they got after it, and Primers got a quick takedown to start the match, and this is where we're at now, 2-0 Primers.
That was a big swing there in that 285.
That was a big swing. Like you said, that's a 6-point swing. You go from counting 3 points and feeling really good to that just closed the gap, and Kansas is on a three-match streak.
11-point lead there now. It's only 8.
Yeah. Well, it's only 5.
5, I mean.
So
Can't really add. The whole table's struggling with the adding tonight.
Yeah.
John Murray goes to Winnetonka High School.
So, but yeah.
He's 30-20 and was a state
Thing about Murray is 13-pounder that Missouri originally had got hurt in practice on Thursday, and we had to find a replacement for him. And Murray said, "Yeah, I'll make the weight and do it." And so he's had actually 2 practices since the state tournament. So
you know that happens, and I do a lot with the football all-star game, and there's always some guys who come in late. They're trying to get up to speed. Sometimes that hinders them. Sometimes they're fine. They just come in and just go hard. And
so it just see what happens. He's got nothing to lose. Now I did find out, talking to his high school coach, Ryan Lowry, that he is a 32 ACT, a just under 1,500 on his SATs, and he is on a full academic ride to Oklahoma State to be a chemical engineer.
So I would assume he's probably pretty coachable.
Yeah.
Probably don't have to tell him twice.
No. So it's always good to hear those deals that these guys are good students and as well as athletes. Looks like Primers is enlisted in the United States Army to pursue a career, and that's a good deal. We need servicemen and women out there, and we appreciate all that they do for us, and allows situations like this to happen for our kids.
No doubt. I tell you, guys who are wrestlers are well primed for that life.
Yeah.
They're used to sacrifice, there's no doubt.
Stretch it out! Yes! Take your time here. Work. Take your time and work. Keep those hips down.
Coach Lowe telling Murray to take his time. A little out on the edge. Well, there's no 106 in the All-Star
No,
match.
no, it's difficult to find a senior that,
senior
that we can make
106.
weight at 106. So
It's been like that for a while. You haven't had that
No.
weight for a long time, have you?
it has been a long time. This is where the Winnetonka kid Murray is best on top, and so
It was a good scramble there, and
yeah.
he maintained control.
So this is where he's most comfortable, and I'm sure Primers would love to get back on his feet as quick as he got that first takedown.
Well, and Murray's, I mean, he's long and lean.
Yeah.
Use that to his advantage.
He's working on those legs with the power half in there.
Keep his head down. You keep his head down.
And this is a worry guy out, too, being down there like that and having to fight this off this whole time. What? Injury time on red.
Is it blood or is it he's hurt?
Shoulder.
Oh, shoulder. That's too bad. I know my shoulder hurts just watching some of this.
Oh, amen. So what, as we had blood time earlier, we talked about it in the very first match of the night, I thought, or the second match, I don't remember, but here an injury time out situation is only 1.5 minutes. You get 2 of them, and you have to use, you only get 1.5 minutes to use your 2 timeouts. So hopefully this isn't anything real serious. He can get himself back together and finish this match.
That's the one thing you don't want to see happen. You want to see people having a hard time just. Does that look stinger?
Yeah, the way he was cranking on those halves, it could have just been a pull situation or him resisting in. And he didn't act like it was a stinger. A lot of times those guys will just hang that arm in a stinger.
Yeah.
He's good to go again. Good. Yeah, I think it's just the
That
cranking
shoulder
of the
kinda,
shoulders.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually the other shoulder. Yeah.
Is it like
Right here, yeah, he
down that
just-
elbow, like he just kind of.
Could have just got a little extended there, and it may be a bit of a stinger, Dion. You might have been right. So got both legs in again.
You were right, Murray he can get on top.
He's tough on top.
Primers can't even get any kind of base.
No, he is fighting off.
He's working hard. It's not like he's not working.
Right, he's fighting it off. He's fighting it off just to
Well, and
stay
Murray's
alive.
staying active enough
Right, there's not a lot of stalemate situation.
You're not stalemating or stalling.
And Primers is countering well enough to make the wrestling continue, so he's not just laying down there either.
We're going to the third period. Primers.
Well, for a Murray kid who was not thinking he was going to be on the mat a week ago, he's done well for himself. Primers battling through.
Nice shot, and don't get whipped to your back, and that's a nice shot. Primers' shoulder may be a bigger issue than we think.
Yeah. At what point do you stalemate this? Is that
Well, nobody's really looking to score right here, so I'm looking at a stalemate right now. So now, well, he gave it up though.
And there's a reversal for Primers.
4-2 Primers, minute 20 left in the period.
Murray trying to.
He's working, trying to get a Granby situation, and he's got it locked up, but he's not in the best position to score with it.
Yeah, he can't. He's having a hard time getting his hips.
Yeah, he's got to get. Yep, he got it. Nope, he didn't. Nope, he's gonna get the something out of this. No, he got whipped to his back. No count. Got a 1 count. This is a good match. A lot of good scrambling out of both wrestlers.
Murray staying active here, trying to get that score.
5 seconds left in the round.
These two guys have left it out there.
Yeah. He's got a nice spiral half on. This is a difficult situation to try to score out of. He's got the escape. Only 10 seconds left. Oh.
Takedown, Primers.
Late scramble there.
Yeah, it's good job by both wrestlers there. Nice whip to his back.
That makes our final score 10.
Let's take a look at the highlights from this one.
We're now at Missouri 14, Kansas 12.
Reverse takedown here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take about a 10-minute intermission.
In the air.
You can head to the concession stand or the blue chip table.
They really got after it quick, and Primers really attacked here.
Yeah.
We do have a special
That was his chance to score there, and Primers did a good job of getting out of trouble. And then he's working that spiral half, and Murray's got to go for something here. He knows that I've got a chance to win, and I've got to make something happen. And he gets the escape, and now takedown wins. Nice throw by. Just left his hand up on there on the head and tossed him by.
All right, it's intermission here at the Fieldhouse at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. When we come back, we will go to the 120-pound match. Welcome back to the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, sponsored by Hy-Vee, the official sponsor of High School Spirit. And we are back in the action at 120 with Braden Bradley from Belton, record of 36-10. He's in the blue singlet, going up against Evan Toddy from Burlington, who was 41-6 and in 4th place finisher last year.
Yeah, they got after it pretty quick. They got into a tie. We're a minute 30 into the period. And Kansas is on a roll. Missouri started out the duel. If you're just tuning in, Missouri started out with 3 big wins, and then Kansas put a halt on that, coming quick. And then Missouri thought they'd stop the bleeding, and at 2:85, and with about 4 to 6 seconds left, so Teosi gets tripped and gives up a takedown to lose 4-3. So
it's a big difference in this right now. This could be a much bigger cushion for Missouri.
Yeah.
And that's just a, it happened that quick in a close match. And you talked about it. Maybe it was going to be an overtime game, or overtime match, or in right there at the end.
Got a nice scramble going on, and that's the other thing that's improved so much, Neil. We talked about top wrestling improving and the scrambling ability of wrestlers. Here's trouble here for Missouri.
He's got to work to his belly here.
Yeah, and he gets out of trouble there, but again, the scramble, it looked like Braden was in good shape and had the feet where he needed him to be and was lifting, and then the Kansas Toddy just decides to keep scrambling and not give up points. Where a lot of times 5, 6, 7 years ago, kids would just give up those scrambles and give up the points rather than get in there and battle.
You're seeing it more in off-season wrestling that's helping, or just better coaching? Or?
Yeah, I think both of those statements there. You see a lot more people practicing the scramble situation.
So see if he can get his hips out. Toddy does a good job of hanging there in the short time. Those are things that at the end of periods, not giving up a point or 2 in a reverse, those things will add up quickly. Well, the one thing that you see tonight, you see guys who that's all they do is wrestle, but you also see some guys on the Missouri squad, Boyd and Mordecai, who are both outstanding football players.
Yeah. Well, and same for Sean Ryan.
Yes,
four-time All-State football player, and Tosin All-Conference football player, and Weber's a football player. So I mean, there's a lot of multi-sport athlete things going on.
I always felt like if you linemen especially, if they could come out and do, wrestle, but help their footwork, help their balance. And
without a doubt.
I tried to convince my nephew to do that, but he didn't want to wrestle with Jerron Baston and Don Bradley.
There's definitely a correlation between those offensive linemen and defensive linemen and what's going on. You look at the NFL right now, and you've got 4 Missouri state champion heavyweights playing in the NFL. So there is definitely a correlation between footwork, leverage, and blocking assignments. So going back to the crossbody here on top with a power half, and not a lot of action here.
I was going to say,
Missouri really needs to score in this position. Yep, and
finish it.
Reswitch. And we got two reversal out of Missouri. It was in the crossbody situation, very similar to 1, 2, 3, 4 reswitches there. Good wrestling.
And Bradley looked like he wasn't very active there for a minute, and he just kind of found a little spot and stayed with it. I mean, that's
the thing about scrambling is being comfortable in the uncomfortable positions. And that comes from a lot of practice. And you say that's coaches doing a better job of coaching it.
You know, it's funny, covering wrestling all those years, there's some kids that would get to the state finals, and if they got put on their back, they were done. And there are other kids who come in as a 2 or 3 seed, wrestled a lot of tough opponents, had been on their back, may have been pinned a few times. They get down to the state tournament, they're comfortable on their back. They know how to work out of that, where if they may be somebody else who hadn't faced the same level of competition, it wasn't something they could do and rally from.
And Missouri gives the intentional escape here after Kansas chooses down. So Kansas is up 3-2 going into the third.
This could just come down to who's better on their feet right now.
Yeah. Who makes the untimely mistake? Hits a Kelly. It's a tight elbow. He may get backs out of this. There's not going to be a 2 with that Whizzer situation, though. He comes out to the half. And there's 2 takedowns.
He's got that narrow 1-point lead here. He's got to try and find a way to get some back points here.
Yeah.
Just to get the reversal out of the way and extend that lead as much as he can with 1:10 left on the clock.
And the Kansas kid is going to try to find a way to score. So, and if you're in Missouri's situation, 1, not 2. And if you're Kansas, he would love to have a reversal and get up 5-4. And he's proven that he can ride him. And we're going to let him go early with 1 minute left in the period. Tied up, 4-4.
Bradley will go back to neutral again, tying it up 4-4. Just under 1 minute left in the match.
That's
caught a little eye. Caught him in the eye here real quick.
It looks like he's been hit there before once.
Yeah.
One good one.
Counter.
Nice shot.
Heavy. Get your head up.
Got a nice Whizzer situation.
Heavy.
He needs to shelf this as he did right there. Oh, PD took the knee outside.
That's the thing, you got to be careful up there.
Yeah, when you shelf it, you've got to bring it straight up. You can't take it away from the body, and then the knee doesn't bend that way.
So that would be bad.
Could be.
Could be.
It would be bad for me. If I was in that position, that's no doubt.
I don't think your knees bend that way anymore.
No, there's a shot by Braden. Evan Toddy, he's fighting it off.
It's good sprawl.
Yeah.
See if we can pick him up. 14 seconds. Come through the other side.
Got a scramble situation here. And he's got him hooked.
Got to get his head out.
5 seconds.
Nope, we're going to overtime. A great job by both wrestlers. Toddy hanging on in a tough position to make sure they go to overtime.
We're going to overtime. That is a second caution on Green. 2 cautions on Bradley, 1 on Toddy.
Nice single leg again. And he hits the cutback. Missouri pulls off a tight one.
Wow, that was a tight. That's a good win for Missouri, but really, Toddy can't hang his head. He wrestled a tough match.
Can't take your straps off on the mat. He just got hit for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Gives a point here to Missouri on the unsportsmanlike. There we go.
Yeah, it was a really good shot by Kansas here. Toddy hits a nice shot and a great recovery by Braden Bradley there. Went for it.
And they took a team point there for taking his
straps down on the mat.
Yeah. 126 pounds from Team Missouri, Caleb Benshoff. His opponent representing Team Kansas, Joseph Dennison.
Benshoff was a runner-up in 2018. He's from Grain Valley. Dennison from Blue Valley Southwest, 39.9, fifth last year.
They have some history, and they are 2-2 with each other in the off-season in freestyle and Greco. So
does one have an advantage in the style than the other?
That I don't know the answer to. But that was a really nice shot on a low single by Benshoff. Got a spiral half, cranking it pretty good.
Keep your weight up there. Keep your weight up there. Yes, keep bumping it.
Grain Valley's a program that's gotten a lot better in the last few years.
They have. Jesse Whitson being the head coach out there does a really good job, and he's been a perennial, consistent top 10 finisher in the state tournaments. Pulled a couple state trophies, and he's got some good kids coming back next year
and
too.
Blue Valley Southwest has had some good success.
Absolutely, Blue Valley Southwest is getting tough, and they're doing well. You're looking at Dennison's a 3-time Kansas State place winner. Same thing with Benshoff. So these guys are very, obviously, after we said they were 2-2 with each other, they're very competitive, very paired up very well.
Well, and you see here, this is our first time out, minute 25 in. 2 active wrestlers, not stalemate, not out of bounds. If you stay in the center of the mat and you wrestle, your 2 minutes will go by pretty quick.
Yeah. Quick escape. Off the restart. Dennison says in his bio he wants to study sports medicine, wrestle in college and study sports medicine. Another smart kid. Benshoff is, I'd say he's signed with Augsburg University to wrestle up there in Minnesota. So, I cut you off there. What were you going to say, dear?
No, the sports medicine field's great.
Great single leg.
Good scramble here by Benshoff. Right at the buzzer there. That's
good whizzer situation.
That's his choice, and he takes down.
Benshoff's going to start on the bottom here in the second period. This is a spot for Kansas that they want to get one back here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They just lost a match and they lost the team points. So that's the team points have negated each other.
Yeah.
So that's not part of this discussion, but we're back to kind of about where we started after that fourth match.
He's really picked up his pace. His motion is good. He's got good head position. He's moving his feet well.
He's 164 and 30 for his career. He's a 2-time runner-up and a third-place finisher. This season he was 44 and 9. Of his 164 victories, 107 of those are falls.
Again, they're both just trying to find some wrist control or the underhooks.
Yeah. It's a pretty good pace too. They're moving. They're both moving their feet a lot, coming in and out. Nice shot off the snap.
His parents are John and Karen Dennison.
And you're trying to hold on to that ankle.
It'll be difficult.
Dennison's got to go.
He's
got his head stuffed down low, and Benshoff's got the ankle trapped underneath there. It'll be hard for him to recover out of this. I think you're looking at a stalemate.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, Dennison definitely, he's got a good motor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's back at the center. He's ready to go. And she's trying to circle. You know, I think sometimes people see that it looks like Benshoe's coming out, but Dennison's kind of pushing him too.
Yeah,
that's a subtle call that as an official you got to be careful.
Yeah,
don't you?
just because you've pushed a guy out does not mean you've got offense with it. You know, leaving the mat, nice single leg shot. Leaving the mat under an attack is a lot different than being pushed out of bounds. That was a really nice single leg recovery there. We got a 3-3 bout with 20 seconds left. And I'm sure we'll see Dennison choose down.
Trying to get one here at the end. 10 seconds.
He tried to slip in there just like Braden did in that last match.
Another close one. And outside of those two pins, we've seen a lot of close matches.
Nice single leg attack again. That's the one he scored with in the first period.
And Dennis took neutral, so.
The guy who has been the shooter in this match has been the guy who scored. So somebody needs to take note of that. And we're going to get 2 out of that. I'm a little surprised he chose neutral. I thought he would go down and get the escape and have the 1-point lead there.
Benshoe's got to make sure he's moving his hips.
He's got a really nice tight waist going here. I don't know how long this will be allowed to go this way, but it will help if Dennison just tries to start scoring and do something as well to make it look. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Stalemate or stalling green. With a minute left, that's got a long time to go.
Yeah. You know, at what point, if you're Benshoe, do you think, I don't want to give up the point, but if I got to get to my feet,
well,
and be active.
Well, if you do have to let him go, even if you get hit for the stalemate or the stall call here and make it a 4-5 match, and he gets escaped, we're going into overtime. Yeah. But if you let him go and get hit for stall, then we're stall, or I get taken down, I lose.
Yes.
So I think we'll see him try to ride him out the rest of the match and take the chance on the stall call. There's a scramble here, and this is not a good situation for Caleb. And that's a great job by Dennison trying to get out, but he's got him caught back. Got him back down to the mat. Got to the single leg on the mat, out of bounds.
And now he gets to go back to the center here and try and ride
for 13. You got 14 seconds left. You let him get to his feet. That was not a good situation. You got to let him go here. Oh, no.
Stay in bounds here. Keep that clock moving.
Once Dennison got to his feet, I thought he'd get away.
That's another win for Missouri. Extends their lead to 20-11. Caleb Benshoe, 126.
Kansas 11.
Quick look at some highlights here before we take a quick break.
Now wrestling at 132 pounds.
Like I said earlier, that the guy that was the shooter was the guy who scored on all those takedowns in that match. So.
His opponent from Team Kansas, Cortez.
All right, when we come back, we will move to 132. All right, we are back here in Metro Classic Battle at the Border. We are 132 with Austin Kolvek from Liberty. He was 47-8 last year. And Cortez Riley from Shawnee Mission Northwest, 26-3, third in 2019.
Cortez Riley's very accomplished. He's a 2-time Fargo Place winner, 3-time All-American. He's a good athlete, well accomplished. Then you turn around and look at Kolvek, 3-time academic All-State, 4-time Casey Stampede Place winner. He's very accomplished as well. So.
His mom is Shannon Wynn. His career record is 48-8 with a 26-3 record this season.
This will be a very
Cortez
good
finished
match.
third in this year's state tournament.
They're both scrambling pretty well here.
Yeah.
Both active.
At 132 pounds, and I don't know if there's any history there, but I know when the Kansas released their lineup and Kolvek saw who he had, he says he knew who he was. So they obviously have some communication about who each other are, and in today's world too, with track wrestling and flow wrestling and all that other wrestling, there's video everywhere to watch and get a scouting report on.
When these guys who do summer wrestling, they do Greco and freestyle too. They'll run into each other.
Yeah.
Do more kids do freestyle still?
Yeah, it's
More
still
than Greco.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Freestyle is definitely the most similar to high school in collegiate wrestling. But you still have your fair share of Greco kids.
You can always kind of pick out the Greco kids, the ones that are really good Greco wrestlers.
Yeah.
Austin Joyce, he takes down.
Kolvek wins the coin flip, and he chooses down to go start the second period in a 0-0 match.
That's 2 cautions.
Yeah, you're right. He had one on the false start on his feet.
An optional start there, but still covered.
Yeah.
Gave up the point.
Then we get a 1-0 first score. Nice swinging single. Nice job by Cortez to and great
Wow.
reshot.
That was quick and powerful.
Yeah, it was. You can't fall asleep on this kid, that's for sure. He's quick.
Without a skip, that goes up 1-0. Minute 20 left.
Out of bounds.
Kolvek's got his shoulder wrapped up a little there.
Yeah, he's worn that for as long as I can remember now, all through the high school season.
I wonder if he just had like a little instability and it helps him.
Yeah, you know, and I've never asked and I've never been told why, but obviously it's something he feels comfortable wearing. Looks like Kolvek is committed to Baker and going to wrestle there, and that's great to see these smaller schools on the Kansas side pick up wrestling. Benedictine, Baker, Ottawa. And Red just got hit for a stall call.
Well, you never knew early 2000s where some of the smaller schools would go with wrestling, if they would keep it.
Great recovery by Cortez. Oh, that is not what they wanted to see. Wow. That's a mistake by him.
Just got caught.
It's not something I'm sure he anticipated at all.
There we go. Let's take a look at it one more time here.
This is just being over-aggressive and not a very good position for Cortez. So he just gets caught on his hip, and then he tries it again with an underhook and a head. It just over-aggressiveness on his part, and he paid a big price for it.
Well, they puts Kansas in a spot where if they're going to win this duel, they almost have to pin out.
Well, what do we got? 3 weight classes left, and that would be 18
15.
points. So that would be 27-26, yeah.
He's the son of Mike and Mandy Daniels.
Next up is 138, Mitchell Bulkin from Smithville, state champion in 2019. He's 46-5, going against Michael Daniels from Bonner Springs, 33-7. He was 5th in 2019.
Michael plans to attend college to continue wrestling and get a degree in psychology. Mitchell Bulkin goes to Smithville High School. His parents are Matthew and
One of the
Michelle
3 Smithville wrestlers here.
And the second Bonner Springs wrestler we have tonight. We watched Willis at 220 win the match.
He was a state champ this year and also has a 3rd and 4th place finish. Mitchell plans to wrestle at a 4-year college after he graduates.
Like to hear these guys in their bio say that they plan to wrestle in college and get a psychology degree. Maybe he'll become a profiler for somebody. Volkan's kind of a go for broke kind of guy. I see here in his bio that he has about 154 wins. He's got 95 by fall, so that's a pretty good percentage.
Well, Smithville moved into the Suburban Conference this year. How did that affect their wrestling program?
Well, it really didn't. Taylor Middleton, the head coach there at Smithville, does a really good job of getting good competition on his schedule. So he was seeing those schools anyway. And now with the ability to have so many quads and tri-meets and all this stuff, it makes it good to it makes it easier to get quality competition all the time. So them coming into the Suburban Conference really wasn't a big change for them.
Along with Green Valley.
Yeah, and they travel to. Smithville travels to the Cheesehead and goes to the Stampede. I mean, they go to some quality tournaments. So, and Green Valley, same thing. Coming into the Suburban Conference, they were wrestling those schools anyway. That's where their district is primarily Suburban Conference schools. So it only made sense for them to come in. 0-0 after the first period. Volkan wins the toss and chooses down.
Now or never for Kansas. They've got to get going and get some bonus points.
Volkan's got to his feet fairly quick. Seemed to be comfortable seeing where Daniels was going to go with him, and now he's got to start all over again. And I'm not so sure he wasn't trying to get the stall call instead of getting away. Now he's in one of those roll-around, scramby, spaghetti situations.
Coach Lowe trying to get him to work crossface in there.
As long as Daniels has his head under that leg, it'll be difficult for him to get a reversal situation. Yeah, the official awarded 2 reversal on the side headlock. And we're going to end up giving a reversal back again, probably. Nope.
42 seconds left.
Okay, it all worked out. Again, the guys have gotten so good at scrambling, it puts officials in tough positions when they're in positions that you don't traditionally see. And then you're acting so confident and comfortable that the referee says, oh, he's got control, so he dumps those 2 points. Nice scramble and force of action by Daniels to create his escape before the end of the period.
Yeah, any points you can score in the last 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's like stealing them. I mean, it really is, and it changes the math up dramatically.
It's Daniel's choice, and he will take down.
So now we're going to see if Volkan will try and ride him out or go back to his feet.
Yeah, I think he'll try to make the attempt at some turns. He's pretty good with the legs. He's been in a lot of close matches. We got a caution on green with a tight waist situation. He needs to be in the middle of the stomach, close to that belly button.
There's a caution on
Oh, he got high. Well, he got the legs in. This is where he's most comfortable. Daniel's balling up. But I see why now. He's got that foot caught, and he's trying to work that foot up towards his chest and create some space. But now he's let go of it. He needs to get recovered and get into a good position.
Stretches that arm out so he can't get that wing.
Yeah. And nice switch, hip smash out of the crossbody situation. Go up 3-2.
Just over a minute left in the third.
Volk checking the clock.
Make sure he knew what the situation was. He knows he's down by 1 and
They're staying active
had
on the
plenty of
bottom,
time.
too.
Yeah.
Reaches down. Coming out the back end here.
He may end up in a scramble to his back if he's not careful.
Turn it back around, 45 seconds now. He's high again. Daniels does a good job of balling up. And
4-3. That's pretty tight there. That's hard to. That is tight. That hurts my shoulder. Good situation. 15 seconds left, and Daniels has got to try to find a way to get to his base and create some type of action, some type of motion and movement. Both legs in there makes it awful difficult with kids of this caliber.
3-2.
No. But he needed to start that earlier, you know.
4-3, tight win there by Bolkin.
Needed to start that way earlier.
Mitchell Bolkin. That brings our dual score to 29-11.
There's some highlights as we take a break here at the Battle on the Border. Back to the Hy-Vee Game of the Week, sponsored by Hy-Vee, the official sponsor of High School Spirit. We are back here at the All-Star Wrestling match, and we are in our 145-pound match. Another wrestler from Smithville, Blake Ackerman, a state champion in 2019, is going up against Joseph Hancock from St. Thomas Aquinas. He was 3rd in 2019 and 4th in 2018.
I think they have Ackerman stuff backwards. He was 1st in 17, 5th in 18, and 6th this year.
Okay. That does jog my memory because I thought Smithville only had 2 in the finals.
Yeah, and he wrestled a bit out of weight class. He wrestled 152 this year and was really a 45 and maybe even a 38. But Smithville was so solid in the middle there. They had Bolkin in the finals. They had the Hampton kid get 3rd at 145, who was a defending state champion, and Ackerman. So somebody has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And Smithville also had a 3rd place finisher at 132. So not a lot of room to move up and down that lineup. So. But
you get programs that are deep sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes you can wrestle out of weight class.
Yeah. And so you're looking at Hancock. He's got the Council Bluffs championship. That is a good tournament up there in Council Bluffs, and he won that. That's saying quite a bit. So impressive.
You have Jared Sears wrestled up 3 weight classes his senior year.
Yeah, he did occasionally. Yeah.
Won a state title that year.
Yep. So and then Queens University in Charlotte. That's where Hancock's going to go to school.
It's a good town.
Yeah. You from that East Coast area?
Spent some time out there. Little Elizabeth City, North Carolina, on the coast, and Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Nice reshot on the shot there.
Hancock looked aggressive early. Thought he was going to get a shot in that first.
He is. He's significantly bigger than Ackerman.
Yeah, he's got that a little bit longer arm.
Yeah.
He takes down.
Pretty good matches. We've got a couple pins, but we've also had some pretty close ones.
Yeah. Had an overtime match, and we've had some bar murders, some late minute heroics, and that's what you come to expect in this duel. The length here is definitely an issue for Ackerman. He's got a strap right and a claw and spiral on the thigh, and now he gets a leg in, and so length. Ackerman's going to have to overcome this length.
He's given up a couple inches.
Yeah.
Blake has a 5th and 6th place finish, as well as a state championship. He plans to attend college after he graduates. Joseph Hancock.
That's one of the hardest things to judge is the slam. And You had one in a state championship match that was really close. And
It did.
And it's you know, we were over there on the side. It was under the Class 3 mat that I was doing it. And it's tough. It's a quick thing. If the guy gets the knee down or if he doesn't get the knee down, how he takes it.
And undue force,
Yeah.
malicious intent, out of control. And you hate to see something like that in the state finals. But, yeah, it's a fine line. And there is judgment in some of that, whether, you know, some officials are a little looser and like the aggressive, hard wrestling. And other guys will say, you know, are a lot more conservative. And in this world of concussions, we probably should be a little more conservative in our call.
To center with 38 seconds left in the second.
And that was awful close. That was a good boundary from here, which is
We're on the
50 feet away.
We're on the opposite side.
Yeah, it looked like his toe was outside of the circle, but both officials concurred that there was no takedown there. But it was close. And you just can't quit wrestling on the edge anymore, especially when the guy has more length than you.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the scrambling ability. Everybody's
Right.
the better scrambling. They're thinking about points out there.
Yeah.
You know, the changes I've seen in the 20 years I've been doing it, it's there's some stuff I like from back in the day, but there's also a lot of the things that kids are, I mean, that are doing now. The way the styles are really fun to watch.
Yeah.
I did Class 3 in Missouri, and it was tight, tough matches. It looked more like NCAA matches.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there's a lot of influence coming down with so much college on TV today. And the exposure that our kids get. They get to travel so much more in the competitions and the number of matches they get.
Yeah, it used to be if you got into upper 30s or 40s, and now there's 51, 52 rematches.
Yeah.
We're all tied up here, minute 20.
Tied up and have an underhook, but Ackerman had head position in there. And this will probably one takedown wins this match. So again, Ackerman's doing a really good job with head position and nice drag out of it though.
Just under a minute left
Really
in the
nice drag
round.
out of it by Hancock. Good shot, but Hancock's length is really
It's tough.
giving Ackerman a fit. Hancock is keeping good position. And you're a wrestler that has good position and you have length, you've definitely got some advantages. .40 seconds left, and like I said, I really think somebody will get a takedown in this period.
30 seconds left in the bout. 30 seconds.
But somebody's going to have to take a chance.
Yeah.
So. And I think both of these wrestlers are sensing the same thing, and so they're going to make sure that I've got one really good shot before. I'm not going to take a half shot. I'm not going to take a chance on something that might be there. So they're going to make me look bad, and we're going to go overtime. Drag. Whizzer.
Got it. 3 seconds left.
With 3 seconds left.
Down. Makes it 3-1. We're going to put
3 seconds left on the clock.
Hancock leads 3-1.
It would be a real fluke for something to happen here to get a tie out of this. So.
Finishes it off.
Well, it didn't make me a liar.
Joseph Hancock is your winner at 145.
Pretty much the match comes down to this last shot. Here we are.
Well, this is the move that he's most comfortable with, hitting that drag to the single leg, and it paid off. He tried to get it earlier a couple times. Did a really good job there.
Out of bounds, 3 seconds left.
Good boundary call.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more bout this evening.
All right, our final match, Andrew Gamble from Belton, 43-1, two-time state champion on the Missouri side, against Corbin Riddell from Tonganoxie, state champion this year, a runner-up Last year, 4th place in 2017, 5th place in 2016. And you said in the
And
Open,
now your final bout
this is
at
maybe the marquee match
152 pounds,
people are really
wrestling
looking
for
to.
Team Missouri, Andrew
Yeah.
Gamble.
You look team update. You look at Missouri at 29 going into the last bout of the night with Kansas having 14. I don't think anybody saw that disparity between the team scores
Those 2 pins
this
early.
year. Yeah.
Kind of set the tone.
Andrew Gamble goes to Belton High School.
2
His dad is David
very accomplished
Gamble.
wrestlers here.
He's 43-1 this year.
Gamble
and a
was
two-time
13
state
seconds away
champion,
from being a 3-time state
runner-up.
champ.
Andrew plans to attend
And,
college to study criminal justice.
And being undefeated, but he wasn't. So then we have
Corbin Riedels from Tonganoxie. His dad's Bobby Riedel.
2 guys going at it.
Record of 163-19, 42-0 season record. State champion this year, runner-up last year, and a 4th and 5th place finish as well.
Getting out of bounds, starting again.
Corbin plans to wrestle at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock and work towards a degree in either kinesiology.
University of Little Rock,
or
Arkansas at Little Rock. Corbin's going to wrestle there next year. That's awesome. It's good. And there's another school. You know, we talked about the small schools in Kansas picking up wrestling. University of Arkansas, Little Rock. Arkansas's doing some great things with high school wrestling and got colleges wrestling over there now. So,
Well, we're not that far removed from Nebraska Omaha dropping wrestling after they won a national championship.
Right.
So I mean, it can go the other direction too, and not one of the
1 minute left in the first period.
shining moments for
nice low single.
Trev
Nice
Alberts.
scramble by Gamble. To front headlock Shuck. Yeah, these 2 guys, we can see why this was the feature match. Finish on this one tonight. From no score, we've had a lot of action here. Double leg attempt. Stall, Red backing out under attack.
There's a star runner on Riedel. That's his first.
Kind of hit a half single super duck situation. It's got the Kelly situation.
duck under there. That was nice.
Yeah. And again, scoring with inside that 20-second mark.
But here's the thing. You got to keep him down. He's
Right. You don't want him to steal one.
that was a great counter.
Yeah.
Great, just great action. Great.
Gamble wins a toss, chooses down right away.
Gamble's choice will take down, leading 2-0 going into the second.
Riddell's really active too, though. He's
Yeah, this match is far from over.
So you're saying there's a reason they ended with this one?
Yes. Yes.
East side up there. Yes. Be patient. Be patient.
Corbin's got a wing in there and
Yes, up.
coming to the head Gazzoni. Oh, instead of taking one, he goes right after him and gets his 2 reversal.
There's 2 more.
He's trying to force a situation to get back points out of it. Oh, and he does. Oh, no. Good job by
got a scramble for
Corbin. Yeah, that was a nice job by Riddell.
a
Great
little
job.
blood. Wow.
We got a bloody nose.
I'm breathing hard for those.
Most
bad
guys
actions.
would have given up back points there. That is very impressive
yeah.
by Riddell.
Here we go. Let's take a look.
Yeah, sitting there with a wing. Both of them being fairly patient. Head Gazzoni to, and then attacking right away. Most kids back out and take the one. Gamble goes right after it. And then tries to force back points here. And you got to like that. And then the power to get out of it.
To be able
It's
to
impressive.
That will spin out of that.
Yeah.
Belton has a strong history of wrestling over
They do. And Jeremy Baker, head coach at Belton High School right now, and Blue Springs grad, Russell University, Nebraska, has done a good job there too.
Covered him as well.
Yeah.
It'll be there. Fake and go.
Gamble likes to kind of the Sugar Ray Leonard approach, and Rydell stays in a stance and in stalking mode. Nice job. Oh, nice scramble. Because I thought there was two. He was going to score there. And nice job there.
These two are both just outstanding.
Yeah, nice job.
Rydell stayed
Nice
with
job.
it.
Riedel brings our score 4-3, 20 seconds left in the second.
As we talk about trying to steal them right here, and we're going to go in.
4-3. Looks like
Rydell's going to have choice going into this period. Probably chooses down. Chooses down.
Riedel takes the down position to start the third period.
And we got the intentional release. 4-4.
there we go.
We'll go neutral and we'll tie it up 4-4 into the third.
You got time. Go get the ball. Off the court. Right here.
Another good shot.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
Campbell countering.
How he takes his defense and tries to make it an offense. Gamble did there, and Rydell is not giving up anything either. He's like, I'm just a bulldog as you. Good job, guys. That's great wrestling. If you're a purist of high school wrestling, that's what you want to watch all day long.
Tweaked his knee a little.
And I can see where he got a little hyperextended out of there, I'm sure, with that single
Yeah.
leg situation.
I mean, he battled it off pretty good.
We get to look at it here. Yeah, he's got that knee torque there, and the twist there could have been
Yeah.
it. That could have been it there. He turns
he
around and tries
still-
to. Yeah. So yeah, and it's still got it turned out. Knee does not want to go away from the body here. But we're in finisher. Yeah, I'm sure it's got a little tweak going.
He's going to go here.
So again, he has 2 injury timeouts within his match, and no more than 1.5 minutes can be used with those 2 timeouts in high school wrestling. So I'm sure he'll be ready to go and get it cranked up in a 4-4 bout. We got 1:23 left in this period. In the last bout of the night. Again, this is all individual pride here, because team score is done.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure Kansas would like to finish on a positive note, and again, so would Missouri.
so sportsmanship there.
Yeah, that was great sportsmanship.
Because they've been laying it out there. So
Yeah, we're all good here, and that's awesome.
Stay low. Stay low. Shins down. You find your shot.
Yeah, he kind of, that was just too far away. That was not indicative of what we saw. Oh, wow. That great reshot.
45 seconds left here.
Great reshot.
6-4 with 45 seconds.
His counters have been fantastic.
Yeah. Great reshot.
Here we go.
See here, and got the front head hold, and it kind of just relaxed, and you can't relax. We talked about it earlier. You cannot relax on that boundary. 45 seconds left. Gamble gets an escape, so
Here we go.
I don't think scoring's done in this match yet.
Oh, a little feint there.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
There's where he relaxed a little bit, and Gamble got a shot off. But Rydell stays in such a good stance all the time.
Wow. Oh, 2 there with 10 seconds left.
Wow.
Keep him down. 5 seconds. 4, 3.
Great knee tap out of a front headlock. Great
What
knee
a
tap out of a
finish.
front headlock.
Takedown, Andrew Gamble, your winner at 152 pounds.
Really a great match. I hate to see anybody lose that one. That was a great knee tap, though. Very impressive.
14.
Here we go.
That brings our total series to Missouri.
Front headlock, snaps him down,
wins
knee taps,
6-9.
and gets behind for
We
2.
thank you all
That's
for your
great
attendance
wrestling.
This year. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Everyone, please travel
Finishes it
safely
off.
home.
And just was able to hold him down there for the 10 seconds.
Yeah. And, you know, the kid wouldn't give up. Gamble stayed in there tough and did what he needed to do.
Great finish to this meet.
It was a great finish to the match. If you, like I said, if you're a wrestling purist, that's what you want to see.
Our MVP match of the night is brought to you by Midland Marble and Granite, premier source for flooring and granite countertops. Visit them today at midlandmarble.com. And, you know, I think we could have had that one right there, but I tell you, the 285 match with the takedown right at the end was a big swing and really a huge momentum swing for Kansas. It didn't end up for the duel, but this really was a big moment in Kansas.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice throw here. Puts him up.
And then with about 3 seconds left, see the coaches
And all he's got to do is stay away. He doesn't have a stall call, and he finds a way to make it happen, right? Because he doesn't move
And the
his
Kansas
feet.
kids.
Kansas coaches and everybody goes crazy. Great wrestling.
It's our Midland Marble Granite MVP match of the game. Coach,
Hey, it was great. I enjoy this. This is one of my favorite events of every year, and I know Kansas will come back reloaded next year, and Missouri will try to get another streak going.
All right, our final team scores here tonight from the field house at KZK Community College, 32-14. Missouri gets the win. Well, Bob, it was fun. We should do this again.
See you next year.
Thanks a
Good
lot.
night.
Good night.